Hi guys, welcome back to another Lex for the Record interview. Today I am joined by singer-songwriter Lily Forte.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to talk to you. And I kind of want to start off with your latest single, which is titled The Luckiest.
Yes, that
Yes.
is that is a fun one. I love that song. It's super 60s, 70s, kind of Pink Floyd vibe.
hmm
That was a fun one to make.
Yes, I love it so much. Like I really do. I was so intrigued by like a little bit that I had heard about the background. So like you wrote this song after you hit a cruise ship jackpot, is that correct?
I did at the beginning of last year. I was playing on a slot machine and I won like the jackpot. And I had always had in the back of my head, I was like, like I want to write a song about that. I felt genuinely like, oh my gosh, the odds of that were crazy. I feel so lucky. So being the luckiest girl in the world was kind of a topic that was in the back of my mind for a long time. And then finally, almost a year later, I put it in a song. So yeah, it's a fun one.
That is so fun and it's so cool. Like I love how, yes, most of it is like about you being the luckiest girl, but there's also like a little bit of an undertone of loss as well. So
Yes,
it's
yeah.
like a kind of a two in one.
Totally. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a breakup song, but kind of reclaiming my power and my diva energy in
We
that song.
love it.
Yeah.
We love it. But yeah, like I love the like you had kind of mentioned like the 60s, 70s Pink Floyd, like that soft rock type
Yeah.
vibe. I was living for that. And like some artists that came to mind, like other than Pink Floyd, was Amy Winehouse and Lana Del Rey for me to throw in a little
I love
modern
it. Those are
touch.
the queens.
Absolutely. So kind of going into it a little more, can you kind of like take us inside your mind, I guess, like about the song, the writing process, and just how it came to be?
Yeah, so this song is a part of my album, which is coming out
Uh-huh.
in a few weeks. So I'm really stoked about that. But yeah, we had been writing a ton of songs. I was working with a good friend of mine. His name is James Kane. He's been producing the majority of this album. And our other friend, Ethan Avery, we all collaborated on this song. And it started out just at the piano. Most of my songs do. Started out at the piano, and then we kind of just got into this like psychedelic world a little bit with the Pink Floyd, reference. So I think a lot of the instrumentation kind of took that road, but it was so fun. I got to make this song with two of my good friends, and yeah, I'm like happy that it's out there and people are liking it.
I love it. That is so great. That's so cool that you made it with two of your friends. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think the collaboration for this past year has been huge for me. When you start making a project with someone, like you never really know where it's gonna go. And then each song just kept getting almost like better and better. And it was just really exciting because you just start opening up, new doors that you really weren't expecting. So that was really fun.
Yeah. So now I have to ask you about the cover art, which I thought was gorgeous. I love the celestial kind of
Yes.
vibe you've got going on. So like what was the inspiration and the influence behind that?
When I think of the luckiest girl, I feel like it's like you're wishing on a star type of thing.
Ooh.
So I really wanted to kind of incorporate that. And I basically had this old vintage gold sequin gown that I thrifted, and we kind of ordered some props that were just like the moon and the stars. And yeah, we set up a backdrop, and I shot that with my friend Julia, and yeah, we just had a blast. I felt super glamorous.
Yes, you look super glamorous on it. It is literally such a vibe.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, and that's been a new thing for me too. I normally had in the past shot everything on film,
Hmm.
but with this rollout, we shot everything on digital, and then we were able to edit a lot more post, which was cool. So it's all been a new era for me.
Yeah, we love it. So also too, like I just love the like duality that's in like your sound and visuals because you have like these really strong like vintage cues, but you also have some modern pop undertones to all of
Yeah.
your work, which I love. So like which decade of time would you say like speaks to you the loudest for your art, or like that you feel that you kind of gravitate towards the most?
I would say the
The
1970s.
70s?
For sure. I mean, I am like the biggest Led Zeppelin fan ever.
Love it.
That's my favorite band. I feel like I'm just a rock and roller at heart.
hmm
That's my jam. And even just like the outfits and just all of it. I love it. Give me like flare jeans and I'm good to go.
Yes, like all of the cool fashion. It was so fun in the 70s. Like
Totally.
I really love that you're kind of bringing that back. I love to
I'm
see
trying.
that.
I'm really trying. Thank you.
I love to see that. Like, not to say that like all modern music, is like this, but like I just feel like a lot of stuff lately is just kind of like boring, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
And like I just love that you're bringing back all of that fun things that really just kind of made songs memorable back then, if that makes
Totally.
sense.
I think I've been leaning into this philosophy where there's I mean, I could make a 5 minute song, I can make an 8 minute song, I can make a 2.5 minute song if that's what the song calls for. So, if we have a really long guitar solo, that's totally cool. And I'm like, I don't want to
Mhm.
cut that down. I want to
Yeah,
and like for people who love that, they're gonna listen. And maybe someone will pause because the song's too long, but I think that's okay, because like that's rock
same.
and roll for me is just however long the song calls for. So that's been fun to jam on for sure.
Yeah, that's like that kind of makes me think of like I guess like social media, I feel like is what has kind of killed stuff like that in music as of
Yeah.
late. Like everyone wants the like short song to match everyone's short attention spans because of
Hey, I'm the same
scrolling.
way. Like my attention span has gotten so bad just from
Hmm
being on social media. So I understand,
Yeah.
but it's not a great thing, but we're all making it work.
Yeah, we're figuring it out somehow. And like, no, I am also guilty of that. But like, I think one of the things that like has kind of helped my attention span is again, music, like longer guitar solos and music, and just music that kind of isn't about chasing like the social media virality. Like, if I listen to a long song or like read a book or something, that kind of helps me get out of that social media mode.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And just listening to music on different formats, like on vinyl or cassette,
Yes.
I really appreciate doing that. So that's always a fun treat when you can go put a vinyl record on.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you have a collection.
I do. I just recently started, so it's not anything crazy. And I don't really I have one of those just like, normal little record players. I don't have a crazy
Mhm.
setup, but I'm like, that's on my
Same.
list of things to eventually get. But we all start
hmm
somewhere. So
Exactly.
I have a few cool records for sure. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way. Like when I started collecting, I have been collecting for going on 6 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
like, yeah, and like my record player was the controversial Crosley
The
suitcase
Crosby, the
player that
case. I have one of those at home actually, yeah. But it gets
there
the job done,
it
So
does.
that's great.
Yeah, especially when you're like kind of just getting into it and you maybe don't want to invest a ton until you know if like you want to stick with it. Like
1,000%.
totally right. You got to
I
start
love that.
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But now if you want, we can talk about your upcoming album.
Yes, I'd love to.
I would love to also. So, your upcoming album, it is called Don't Gild the Lily. Is that correct?
That is it.
We love it. So, can you walk us through how you came up with this super cool title? Because I am just loving it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think what had happened was, so this is my debut album, and I was like, like, should I self-title it? I'm not sure. But
Absolutely.
that, yeah, but it didn't feel right to just
hmm
do it as just my name. So I
Right.
thought maybe there was a world where I could incorporate my name.
hmm
And I was doing research on, the lily flower and that sort of thing. And then Don't Gild the Lily, came up. And I thought that was an interesting quote that I had heard, but I never truly knew where it came from. And I guess it comes from a Shakespeare quote from a long
hmm
time ago. And I just thought the message was so beautiful. Like the beauty is not found in excess and adding, and exaggerating. I think there's so much beauty in just being yourself, and owning that. So I thought that was super cool, and that kind of became a through line. Once I figured out that that's what the album was going to be called, I felt like so many of the songs just started making sense, as I was writing them.
Yeah. Yeah, that is totally beautiful. I love that. Yeah, because it's kind of like an idiom, the
Yeah.
gilding the lily thing, but it's like misquoted Shakespeare, if I'm
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah, so you kind of take on more of what Shakespeare really meant by having this as your title. I love
Exactly.
it.
And I just love referencing, poets and writers and films and kind of just everything in my music. So it's cool to be able to have incorporate something from Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun to be able to do that.
Yeah, these little Easter eggs. How
Yeah,
cool.
literally.
So, do you have some tracks from this album that are like your favorites or that you're like the most excited for the world to hear and listen to when it comes out?
Totally. Funny enough, I feel like I would say the last track, Beauty and Everything, is probably one of my favorites because it is super stripped down.
Hmm.
And it kind of goes with what we were saying about not gilding the lily.
Yes.
Um, and yeah, it's just, I feel like those lyrics could just exist on their own, even without, an instrumental. So I'm really excited about that. But I mean, there's so many songs on there that we really leaned into the rock and roll world. You'll hear it in
Ooh.
Stardust and Loners on the West. And I don't know, it was so cool to make these songs. I mean, we had like live trumpet players, some of my friends were playing on that and, all live guitar. And I don't know, it's a special, I'm really proud of it and I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Oh my goodness. And it comes out February 13th.
Yes, it does.
February 13th.
It's
Mark your
coming up.
calendars, guys.
Yes.
Oh, that's great. So, kind of going a little bit back to the title, Don't Gild the Lily. That really for me, like when I first heard that and everything, and then after hearing you explain it a little bit more, like that kind of just makes me think of like just trusting and appreciating like the beauty of what is already there and like
Mhm.
exactly how things are. So, were there any moments during like the making of this album where you maybe kind of had to reel yourself back in from like falling into like the way the world kind of pressures you to like over embellish and be like over the top, I
Yeah.
guess, and change yourself?
I think so. I felt as I was recording, I felt it was an honor to be able to keep in moments that normally would
Mhm.
probably be edited out or,
Hmm.
do another take on them. I really, especially in some of the more emotional, vulnerable songs, I really some of them were tough for me to sing because, they were pretty, I was going through a tough time at a point
Hmm.
of recording this album. And so there's parts and songs where I'm like kind of like sniffling, holding back tears, and we kept that in, and I thought that was really cool because that's
Ah.
honest. Because when I think about what I gravitate towards as a listener and what excites me, it's like seeing the really human moments in art. So
Hmm.
yeah, I wanted to keep those things in.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I love this. I'm the same way. Like anything that makes a project like just let the listener know that, hey, like this is authentic. Like it's
Mhm.
not like, over polished, I guess maybe a
Totally.
good word. It's just
Yeah.
me and what I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And that's also like, I applaud because I know that can probably be a little scary to do,
Totally. But
especially,
we all cry. We all cry. Like,
exactly.
let's own it.
Exactly. Like literally who doesn't? It's good to do that. Everybody needs a
Yeah.
little therapy.
I love it.
Yeah, so another question kind of about the process behind the album and getting into a little bit of the details. Is there like a specific lyric or a specific song or moment on the album that you feel like is the heart of the album or like the album
Yeah.
as a whole? Like what summarizes it the best?
This is a great question. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the songs because there's so
Take your
many
time.
pockets to the album.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say maybe from Stardust. I think
Ooh.
how many years is this going to take? Just that question. I thought that was a fun lyric, just in regards to my career and my music, because I wrote that. I started the first two songs I wrote were Loners on the West and Stardust. And I was really happy in my life, but I was feeling like I had everything except for, I felt like my career, like I was like, when is it gonna happen for me? I've been, singing my whole life and I know it takes a long time. But I just was feeling a little empty in that sense and just waiting for my stage. So I would say that simple line alone really kind of sums up a lot of the themes of this album. And then maybe on Loners on the West too, I say, but I keep singing, I keep singing. It's just kind of a triumphant moment. So I think, yeah, being a singer is and trying to find my stage is a huge theme in my music. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so that was kind of like your mantra. I keep singing.
Yeah.
You just,
I
yeah.
keep singing. Yeah. I think that was it. It's so simple, but I think that's kind of the theme. Like I said, just the simple things. That's what's beautiful. I mean, all the other glamorous stuff is fun too, but
hmm
we're all really
Yeah,
simple at the end of the day. We're simple beings.
exactly. I love that. It's kind of easy to like forget that in the hustle and
Totally.
bustle of, the modern world. But
Yeah.
it's true. It's good to kind of come back to that and
Yeah.
realize that at the end of the day. But it's tricky. It is. But,
Yeah.
you know,
We're all doing our
literally,
best.
yes, exactly. And like that kind of makes me think of, I don't know if have you ever seen the movie Tick Tick Boom?
No. I've seen a clip though.
It made me think of like there's a scene in this movie and it was like the thing that like one of the main things that stuck with me and he was like it's about like a playwright, Jonathan Larson, I believe is who Andrew
Mhm.
Garfield plays. And like he was a struggling writer in New York trying to get his plays out and he like goes to his agent because like one of his plays didn't do good or whatever and he's like, what do I do now? Like, my play failed and she's like, you write the next one and the next one and the next one. She was like, you're a writer, right? That's what writers do. They
You
keep
have to keep
writing.
writing.
Yeah.
It's oh, I gotta watch that. That sounds really cool. It's so true. I mean, you just have to get up the next morning, even though it's tough, and you're like, why isn't anyone caring about what I'm doing? But you care, and people love what other people care about. So
hmm
eventually people will probably be interested, hopefully.
Yes, and I feel like as long as you stay passionate about it, like that passion is contagious and other
Mhm.
people will like want to join in on that same
Yeah,
energy, you know?
totally. I love that.
Yeah, but you should totally watch Tick Tick Boom. It used to be on Netflix. I think it still is.
Okay, I'll have
So,
to add it to my list. I just recently got Letterbox, or
oh,
Letter,
fun.
and I feel like it's fun to keep track of your movies and how you feel
hmm
about them on there. So I'll add that to my watch list.
Awesome. Yeah, you won't regret it, truly. You won't.
Cool, I'm excited.
Yeah, so now this question I guess is still kind of related to kind of this topic that we've got going on, but did making this album teach you anything personally? Like did you like learn or discover anything that you were like, yeah, I need to carry this with me throughout the rest of my life?
Yeah, I think collaboration is the most beautiful thing. A lot of I mean, when I first started writing, I'd write a lot of songs just alone and then bring them
hmm
into the studio and produce them. But really now it's making this album, opened up so many new friendships for me and collaborations. And I think that's where the good stuff really comes in. And having that
hmm
trust with the people you collaborate is huge and it's really special. So yeah, I think that I mean it's beautiful to be able to make art
hmm
with friends who you can trust.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That's really cool that you found that too.
Yeah, thank you. It's been fun. I can't wait to keep making more music.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
bring it on.
Oh yeah.
And what do you hope listeners take away from the album?
I think like we've kind of been talking about just own who you are. I mean, I think that is the main theme of this. So I really hope they can hear that through these songs.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Like I said, it's simple, but it's true. Just the bad moments, the good moments, all of it. It's all beautiful. Um, so I would say that for sure.
I love it. Awesome. That's definitely going to be something I think a lot of people need a reminder of once again.
Yeah, life is tough, but we find our way.
Absolutely. So now I kind of want to, I like to always ask a little fun questions in my interviews.
Hmm.
So we can kind of get into the fun questions if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
okay. So my first one is this is kind of going back to I guess your aesthetic and your vibe, but you have really mastered like this old Hollywood glamour and like this bold retro 70s type style, which I just love and admire so much. So like how did you like become drawn to this aesthetic and kind of how does that fashion kind of interplay with your music and storytelling? Like how does it all go together to become Lily Forte?
Yeah, I think I owe a lot of my musical taste to my parents. I'm super thankful for them
Hmm.
showing me rock and roll and jazz and the blues from a young age. So I was always obsessed with that era. I
Hmm.
remember like when I was younger, I was like, I found out about Woodstock and I'm like, oh my God, like I wish I was there. Like that looks so cool. And just seeing all the old pictures and that sort of thing. So I've always been obsessed with older style and older visuals and that sort of thing. But I also love like I love Lady Gaga and I love
Hmm.
pop music and being like a glamorous diva, you know? So
Yeah.
I kind of felt compelled to maybe merge, I would say, both aesthetics, whether that's, old Hollywood or 1970s rock and roll, and then like super glammed up girl, in the modern day. So I think it's been really fun, and I'm still like experimenting and learning and trying things because I really do love getting dolled up.
Yeah.
I also love just like wearing, jean shorts and flip-flops and my, band tees. And that also feels,
Uh,
I always feel, sometimes I feel my best wearing that, So yeah, I don't know. I'm
totally.
still figuring it, but we're all kind of figuring out our styles because it's always changing too. That's like the one thing I feel like nothing's ever staying the same. So
No, the one thing you can always count on is that things will change.
it's change. That's exactly right.
So then another fun question, and that is kind of going to some of your like live performances and stuff. You've played some pretty iconic venues in
Yes.
LA, like the Troubadour, Moroccan Lounge,
Yeah.
um, and some other ones that I may be forgetting.
I mean, I've done a few cool ones. Like the Hotel Cafe was pretty iconic.
Yes.
I know so many people perform there. But yeah, for me, the Troubadour was like the most insane
Yeah.
thing ever to play.
What a
So
surreal moment. I bet that was.
it really was just to know that so many of my influences have been on that stage. I felt like I was really trying my best to channel them when I'm performing there. So it was special.
Absolutely. So, like, would you say that the Troubadour stage maybe was like a moment where you felt like, I guess, just seen and like validated as an artist? Or like, were there any other live show moments where you were like, oh, I think like my stage has finally gotten here. Like, I'm on my stage.
Yeah, totally. I think that the Troubadour was huge for me. Yeah, especially like we covered Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin, and I was just like,
Ooh.
this is crazy just thinking about, you know, the vibrant days of, Hollywood and all the rock and roll artists who've performed there. So that was cool. But yeah, I think I would say the Troubadour was totally my favorite. But I think the first time anyone sang my lyrics back to me was also a really emotional moment. We were doing just like a backyard show, and there was everyone was singing the words back, and that was pretty crazy for me. So that was cool too.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that must feel like. Like,
Yeah, I was like, how do you guys know this? You know,
what song was it?
it was for I Was Wearing Green. Yeah, I
Oh my
remember being
goodness.
like, how do they know this? This is crazy.
Like you have fans, a
Yeah, it was,
following. People are
yeah,
catching on.
it was cool for sure.
And then speaking of live performances, you are also planning a tour announcement soon.
Yes, that's definitely in the works for the new year. I'm trying to do a few spots around the US. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes open. Yeah, I'm really excited. I definitely want to I've really only ever done shows in LA, so
Uh-huh.
it's exciting to think about going around the US to some of my favorite places to sing.
Absolutely. And like it's okay like if you don't know or like if this isn't planned out yet, but are you planning on kind of having it focus on Don't Gild the Lily or kind of just your other work too?
I
Like is
definitely
it
think, yeah, Don't Gild the Lily would be the primary focus, but
hmm
there's a few classic songs that I would have to throw in the set list,
Yeah.
from a few years back. So, yeah, I mean, the other day I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, I kind of have a lot of songs. Like, I don't know, I don't know how I got to this point, but like I said, I just kept singing,
hmm
and then you end up having a lot of music to choose from, which is cool.
Yeah. So exactly how long have you been singing? Like I know you said you've been singing pretty much all your life, but like
Mhm.
at what point were you like, oh, I want to be an artist? Like this is what I want to do. Like when did that set in?
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I've been singing my entire life. I grew up in classic rock cover bands and
Mm,
all the fun things like local performances. But once I would say in 2020 was when it really kind of kicked in for me to want to be an artist and
mm,
write my own songs, and not just perform covers, but really sit down and think about what my message could be as a writer and a singer. So I'd say yeah, 2020. So it's been some time I've been doing this, but I think it's really important to reflect on the past,
hmm
and think about the moments I started. And I still don't know what I'm doing. I don't think any of us really do. We just
No.
kind of just keep learning and learning. But it's really sweet to think about, the first song I ever released and just I was really just putting myself out there. And I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you're so right though. Like I mean like people might have like somewhat of an idea of what they're doing, but no one fully
Yeah.
knows what they're
Yeah. And I think I
doing.
think that's actually a theme in one of the songs on Florida's Finest. So you guys will hear that. But that's
Oh.
definitely a topic that I sing about. No one really knows what's going on.
hmm It sounds like this album's gonna be full of everything that people just need to hear.
It's just things I've learned it's been so much
Yeah.
trial and error in my life and my career. So it's a big list of things I've learned over time, you know?
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah,
We love
yeah.
it. Okay, and then and this doesn't have to be just for the album, like just overall. Can you tell us some of like your biggest music influences and inspirations?
Totally. I definitely have talked about Led Zeppelin a few times, I
Hmm
feel like in this interview.
They're the
Definitely
blueprint.
literally. Probably I would say Zeppelin, Carole King, Patsy
Mm.
Cline was a huge influence for this album. She's like the queen of heartbreak.
I
I
know.
love it. She's so good. Patsy Cline, The Doors, The Beatles,
hmm
obviously Lana Del Rey for
Oh
sure.
yes.
Yeah, those were definitely a lot of the big influences for the project. And
Such
just in
good
general
ones.
in my life. I feel like I really don't listen to much music that's like that I some people are like they ask me sometimes like what's like a new project that you're excited about? And I'm like, I honestly like it's so bad. I just like only listen to old songs. And I know that sounds like so like, yeah, I only listen to old music, but genuinely
No,
that's
I
like
get
what I
it.
do. So yeah, definitely I love the older music.
No, I completely get it. Like I had kind of a similar conversation with someone like the other week or something, but they were just saying like, like all of that music because I told them I was like a really big like classic rock fan.
hmm
And they were like, yeah, like those are like songs that people still listen to this day, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was saying like I don't really know if like people like 40 years from now would really listen to too much of our current music. Like I don't know how it would
I guess
hold
time
up.
will tell, right?
Right. But I kind of was like, yeah, like I mean like I don't know, like some stuff's not quite as memorable as it used to be, but I did not feel that way when I was listening to you. Like I played the luckiest and I was like, okay, we are
Oh, thank
we
you.
are here. Like this is some modern music done right.
Oh, thank you. I'm really trying my best. I just try to speak honestly and just sing my
hmm
heart out, you know.
Yeah, and see, I think that's what makes your music so good because it is honest, it is true, and it's also you. Like, like you grew up loving all the 70s stuff, and like that
Mhm.
reflects in your music.
Thank
It's
you.
great.
I'm really happy that you can hear that through the songs. That's good to know.
Yeah, for sure. You should truly like give yourself a little a little
Oh, thank you
applause.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and then this is really like kind of getting into my last two questions. But if you could like give people an album that you think is like one they should have in their physical media collection, what
Ooh,
album would it be?
this is such a good question.
And I know that's hard.
I'm in between two.
You can say
Yeah,
both.
I'll say both. The first one
Mhm.
is Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin.
Okay,
But then the
solid.
other, but then the other one, I was like, I was thinking Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd.
Also
So
solid.
I would say those two.
Yeah.
So good.
I
So good.
love them. Two essentials that I also have in my collection over there.
Oh yeah, awesome. That's
Yeah,
yeah, you said you're a classic rock girl, so that's
I
like
am.
love it. I love that you have that on vinyl. That's sick. I don't have either of those on vinyl, so I definitely need to catch up there. Like I said, I'm still working on my collection,
No,
but
I mean, it takes time. Like, I feel like a record collection is something that is just always just like slowly and steadily growing. Like, I
totally,
mean, it's never
totally.
complete, because you're
Yeah,
always like falling in love with new music. And it's also
exactly.
to kind of get a little more real, like it's also kind of expensive.
It's expensive. And then like let's say you find the record and you're like, yeah, I'm so excited, but it's, then you look at it and there's scratches all over it. You're like,
Yeah,
well, I don't want, then you can't really use it as much. So you want to
exactly.
find the right version. So
Hmm.
there's a whole, art to
Absolutely.
curating your record collection.
Absolutely. And it definitely, like, if you want to do it right, truly, like, take it slow. You cannot
Yeah.
rush a good record collection.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, don't just buy it because it's there.
Yeah.
Really think about it.
Yeah, I know. That's really how you keep like a true solid collection and one that
Mhm.
just I guess, like chronicles your life. Like, that's kind of how I view mine.
Yeah.
What I was
Yeah.
loving at the time. And like I even have some records like I I grew up, I was a really big like early 2000s Disney kid, so like Hannah
Okay.
Montana.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I love Hannah Montana so much.
Oh my gosh, amazing. So like I have like some of, Hannah Montana albums in
Good.
my
I want a Hannah
collection.
Montana vinyl. Are you kidding me? That's so sick. I didn't even
You
know they
should
had
get you
that.
one. Yes,
Yeah.
they do. They're like they started doing it like recently, kind of like within the past few years, and like they're slowly putting out like all of like the albums from the show.
Okay, I need to get that because that is my childhood.
Oh my gosh, yes, you should totally add a nostalgic staple to your collection. It's truly worth it.
Yeah, I definitely that's on my list now. You got me thinking, so I'm excited.
Ooh, we love expanding the collection.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah. And lastly, what are you like most excited for about the Don't Gild the Lily era and like everything that's gonna come with that once the album's out?
Think I just can't wait for people to hear the songs. I know that's kind of like a given, but genuinely
No, but it's good.
I feel like I've said so much in these songs and I feel really proud of the album. So and there's so many people who are involved in it and I'm just so thankful and it's cool to be able to showcase that finally because you're just kind of working on it for so long and sometimes you kind of forget like I was kind of listening back the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, like this song's awesome. I kind of forgot about this one. You made it so early on. So I think, yeah, I'm excited for everyone to just hear it and hear the words and the melodies. So
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. I love that answer. Can't
thank you.
wait. I mean,
Yeah.
it's less than a month away, February
Yeah, get
13th.
ready.
Yes. And then also, can you list off your socials so people can follow you?
Yes. Well, you can look me up just by looking Lily Forte up online, but my
Hmm.
Instagram is at Lily Grace Forte, and then everything else is Lily Forte. Someone else
Perfect.
has the Lily Forte handle on Instagram, so I'm Lily Grace Forte on Instagram.
My goodness, right. So that's why it's different.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, perfect. So yeah, everyone go follow Lily if you want to stay up to date on all of her new music and releases and tour dates.
Yes, all the good things. Seriously, thank you
Absolutely.
so much. This was really fun. It was fun just getting to know you and to chat.
Same here. Like I just love when I get to do like interviews like these, like especially when it's like artists that are just like as cool as you. Like they're
Stop it.
always
No,
so
you're so cool. I
fun.
feel like you really like you're so excited about it, and I loved your questions, and I felt like we were just hanging out, which makes
I
it so
know.
much fun.
See, that makes me so happy to hear because that's exactly what I want it to feel like.
Yeah, no, it
Truly.
was great. I'm really excited about this.